I don't know how to get you off my mind. You think distance saves you, but it doesn't. You walk away, you hide, you disappear into your safe little world, and still you burn through me. Do you have any idea what it feels like to carry your name under my breath every hour of the night? You move like a ghost in my head, uninvited, unstoppable. I should be able to forget you. I command nations, I break men with a word, but you undo me without even being here. You don't understand what you've done to me. You think I can just turn off this hunger, shut down this madness you planted inside me? No, you linger. You cling to my thoughts like a curse I can't lift. Every time I close my eyes, I feel your presence, like you're standing just behind me, breathing, waiting. And I hate how much I want that. I hate how you've made me crave something I can't own, can't command, can't lock away. You've become the one thing I can't control, and it's driving me insane. You think you're safe because you're far from me, but distance is nothing when the mind refuses to let go. I hear your voice when I shouldn't. I imagine your steps in empty halls. I feel your warmth in the coldest hours. Tell me, how am I supposed to silence this need? How am I supposed to pretend you're not the one thing my darkness keeps circling back to? You've ruined the quiet inside me, and I can't escape you even in the deepest corners of myself. You have no idea what kind of storm you've awakened in me. I'm not supposed to want someone like this. I'm not supposed to feel this pull. But you took something from me the moment you stepped into my world, my focus, my control, my peace. And now everything I do feels like it's anchored to the thought of you. I try to fight it. I try to tear you out of my head. But the more I push you away, the deeper you sink in, as if you know exactly where to hide inside me. You don't see what you've become in my life, a shadow I chase, a breath I wait for, a weakness I can't kill. You haunt me, and I let you. Maybe because losing this ache feels worse than drowning in it. Maybe because some part of me wants you to stay inside my thoughts, even if it destroys me. You've turned my mind into a battlefield, and all I can do is surrender every time your memory returns. You think I chose this obsession? You think I wanted to fall into this madness? No, you dragged me here without touching me. You pulled me in without saying a word. Now I am trapped between wanting to forget you and needing you to stay. And the cruelest part, you don't even know the power you have over me. You walk freely while I carry you like a brand seared into my soul. You're not here, still you're everywhere, and I don't know how to get you off my mind. You move through my thoughts like you were carved into them, like some part of me was always waiting for you to arrive and destroy the order I lived in. I try to shake you off. God knows I try, but every time I push your memory away, it comes back sharper, heavier, more demanding. You think I don't fight this? You think I don't try to bury you under duty, command, power? I do. But nothing buries you. You rise in me like a dark tide, swallowing every defense I build, and I let it happen. That's the worst part. I let you take over the parts of me I swore would never belong to anyone. You don't hear the way your silence echoes in my world. You don't feel how your absence presses against my ribs like a blade turned inward. I walk through long corridors, past locked doors, past people who bow their heads and none of them matter. None of them touch me the way your memory does. It's humiliating. In a way, how someone who isn't even here owns more of me than the kingdom I command. You don't stand beside me, yet you rule me, not with intention, not with force, but with the simple, unbearable fact that you exist. You don't know what I'd give just to forget you for a single night, 1 hour, one breath, to rest, to think, to be free from this constant pull toward you. But your presence, your name, your shadow, cling to me like a fate I can't escape. I've conquered men, lands, armies, yet I can't conquer the thought of you. and it infuriates me because I was not made to bend, I was not made to ache. But here I am, burning through sleepless nights because you won't leave my mind. You've turned my control into chaos. You've taken the calm from my nights and replaced it with a hunger I can't soothe. And I hate how much I feed it. I replay every word you ever said, every look you tried to hide, every moment you breathed near me. I dissect it, twist it, cling to it as if it's the only truth I trust. You've become this obsession I can't reason with, can't soften, can't quiet. You built a home inside my thoughts without permission, and now you lock every door behind you. You don't realize how deep you've sunk into me. You don't see the war you've started in my chest. Part of me wants to tear you out, to reclaim the space you stole. But another part, the darker part, wants you to stay buried inside me forever, wants your memory to keep tightening its grip till nothing else matters. Maybe that's the problem. You didn't just slip into my mind. You claimed it, and you don't even know the empire you're holding hostage. You walk freely, unaware of the damage you've done, unaware of the storm you left behind. You go on with your life while I stand here fighting your ghost like it's a living thing. You don't feel the weight of this obsession. You don't hear the things I whisper into the night when the world goes quiet. You don't know how many times I reach for a presence that isn't there. And maybe it's better that way. Maybe my darkness is not meant to touch you, but it chases you all the same. You exist far from me, yet you dominate every corner of my mind. And I don't know whether to curse you for it or pull you closer in the only way I can. Through memory, through thought, through this relentless hunger that refuses to fade. I can command armies, I can bend nations, but I can't command my mind to let you go. And the truth is, I don't want to. You don't understand the kind of grip you have on me. You think you slipped out of my world, that distance erased you, but all it did was sharpen you inside me. Every day without you carves your presence deeper into my thoughts. I walk through my life, meetings, duties, commands, and you sit there beneath it, all like a pulse I can't silence. You linger in my mind with the persistence of something forbidden, something addictive, and I hate how much I need the ache you left behind. You have no idea how loud your absence is. It's a constant noise in my chest, a pressure behind every breath. I try to bury myself in responsibilities, in power, in the armor I've worn my whole life, but you slip through the cracks every single time. You've turned the quiet moments into traps. The nights are the worst. They stretch long and merciless, and all I can think about is you. The sound of your voice, the way you look away when you're overwhelmed, the way you unknowingly dismantled pieces of me I never thought could break. You don't know how many times I almost reach for you even when you're nowhere near me. My hand moves before my mind catches up, like some instinct I can't kill, and it makes me furious. Furious that someone who isn't even here can pull reactions out of me. I've never surrendered to anyone. You've become a habit I can't unlearn, a wound that refuses to close, a thought that resurfaces no matter how deeply I bury it. You haunt me in ways you will never fully understand. You carry a kind of softness that should never have crossed my path. It clashes with the darkness I live in, and yet it draws me closer, pulls me deeper every time I try to step back. You've made me want things I've never let myself want. You've made me crave something I don't even have a name for. And that terrifies me in a way nothing else has, because I'm not used to feeling. I'm used to controlling, commanding, owning. But you undo me with your silence. Alone, you walk like you belong in a world so far from mine, yet you've marked me more than anyone ever has. I try to erase you, to push your memory out, but it clings to me with a kind of quiet violence. I close my eyes and there you are. Your shadow, your breath, your softness, your defiance. You've taken up space in me that I swore would never belong to anyone, and somehow, without knowing it, you've become the place my mind returns to when everything else falls apart. You don't see how much of me you've taken. You never asked for it, but you have it anyway. My attention, my thoughts, the parts of me I never let anyone near. You think I'm distant, composed, unreadable. You don't see the chaos you leave in your wake. You don't see how deeply I've sunk into this obsession. You don't see how every little detail of you has become something I guard, something I replay, something I refuse to let fade no matter how much it hurts. You stay far untouched, unaware, and yet you've become the most dangerous part of my world. You move through my thoughts like you belong there, like you've always belonged there. Every attempt I make to forget you only drags me deeper into you. And the truth, the raw, unfiltered truth, is that I don't want to escape this. I don't want freedom from you. I want the hold you have on me. I want the torment. I want the memory of you carved into me so deeply that even time can't take it away. You don't realize how you've rewired me. I move through my days like everything is normal, but underneath every breath, every decision, there's you, quiet, persistent, impossible to shake. It's like you've become the rhythm inside me, something I never chose yet can't exist without. I try to distract myself, drown myself in work, drown myself in power, but you surface every time, dragging me back into this hunger that only grows stronger the more I resist it. You don't hear the way your name echoes in my mind, uninvited yet undefeated. I tell myself I don't care, that I can sever this pull you have over me, but that's a lie even I can't swallow anymore. Because the truth is brutally simple. You've become my weakness, my distraction, my obsession, and I would rather burn in this madness than feel the emptiness that hits me the moment I try to erase you. You've become the part of my mind that refuses silence. You don't know how many times I stop mid-thought because something reminds me of you. Some color, some scent, some sound that hits too close. It irritates me, the way my mind betrays me. I'm a prince, a man raised in power, trained in discipline, feared by many, yet one memory of you is enough to unravel everything I pride myself on. I shouldn't want you. I shouldn't crave you. But every instinct in me pulls toward you like you're the only truth left in a world full of lies. You carry a softness that should have never touched someone like me, a softness that feels like light and yet sparks the darkest parts of me to life. You don't know how dangerous that is, how dangerous you are. Because the more I feel you slipping away into your quiet, distant life, the more something inside me claws forward, refusing to let go. You awaken the part of me that doesn't yield, doesn't surrender, doesn't release what it wants. And right now, all it wants is you. You walk through your days unaware of the chaos you've planted in mine. You think distance protects you, think silence keeps you safe, but all it does is tighten the hold you have on me. You live freely while I carry the weight of your memory like armor and chains at once. I try to forget you, but forgetting you feels like losing air, like tearing away something vital. You've become more than a thought. You've become a need that refuses to be starved. You don't know what it's like to want someone who isn't here. Someone you can't touch, can't reach, can't drag back into your orbit, no matter how much your blood demands it. It's a kind of torture I'm not built for. Yet I endure it because even this pain is better than the emptiness of a world without you haunting it. You've made me addicted to your absence, addicted to the longing, addicted to the ache. And I hate how much I rely on it now. You remain far, untouched by the storm you've left in me, while I stand here wrestling with the truth I can't outrun. You are the one thing my mind refuses to release. No matter how many walls I build, no matter how far you go, no matter how deeply I bury the thought of you. You rise, you return, you take hold all over again, and I let it happen again and again, because losing this obsession feels more unbearable than drowning in it. You don't see how your absence rewrites my entire world. I walk through rooms filled with people, yet all I feel is the space where you should be. It's like the air shifts when I think of you, heavier, tighter, harder to breathe. You've become the quiet force that pulls at me from the shadows, a presence that refuses to fade even when you're nowhere near. I try to anchor myself in duty, in power, in the cold predictability of my life, but nothing holds. Everything slips when the thought of you surfaces, and it always surfaces. You don't realize how deeply your memory cuts into my nights. I lay in darkness, eyes open, mind restless, and it's always you that fills the silence. You don't speak, you don't move, you don't reach for me, but still you're there haunting the corners of my thoughts. I tell myself to sleep, to forget, to let go. But the moment I close my eyes, it's your face, your breath, your presence that rises like a tide I can't withstand. You've become the reason my nights last longer than they should. You don't understand the kind of hunger you've awakened in me. It's not something I can reason with. It's not something I can silence. It's primal, relentless, born from a place inside me I never let anyone near. You stepped into my world, not knowing you were stepping straight into the darkest part of me. And now that part refuses to let you go. It reaches for you even when I try to hold it back, demanding, aching, pulling me toward you with a strength I can't fight. You don't know how it feels to crave someone who isn't there, to reach for someone who doesn't reach back, to feel a presence so vividly that reality itself feels dull without it. It's a torment only I carry, a craving that sharpens every time I try to ignore it. You've become the answer to a question I never meant to ask, the wound I can't close, the temptation I can't resist, and the more I try to sever this connection, the deeper it roots itself in me. You don't see how you've changed the rhythm of my days, how I pause before every decision because your voice echoes somewhere in the back of my mind, how I replay moments that should have faded long ago, trying to understand why they feel so alive still. You've turned time into something cruel, stretching it, slowing it, twisting it around your memory. Nothing feels complete without the shadow of you lingering over it. You've become the measure of every silence I walk through. You don't feel the way I fight myself every time I think of you. There's a part of me that wants to tear you out, to reclaim the pieces of myself you unknowingly claimed. But then there's the other part, the darker, more honest part that clings to the edge of you, that breathes you in even when I don't want to, that refuses to let the thought of you die. You've created a contradiction inside me, a clash between who I am and what I can't stop wanting. You remain far, untouched by the chaos you left behind, while I stand here carrying the weight of your presence like something sacred and cursed at the same time. You move freely, unaware of the storm you've carved into me. And no matter how far you go, no matter how much time passes, the truth stays the same. You've taken a part of my mind I can't reclaim. You haunt me in ways you will never know, and I let you again and again. You don't understand how deeply you've settled into the parts of me I never let anyone touch. I move through my world with all the authority I was born into, yet your absence drags behind me like a shadow I can't outrun. You think silence ends whatever this is, but it only feeds it. Every moment without you sharpens you inside me. Your voice, your breath, your presence I can't reclaim. You've become the quiet ache beneath every heartbeat, the one thing I can't discipline out of myself, no matter how hard I try. You don't see how your memory twists itself around everything I do. I'll be in the middle of a conversation, a command, a decision, Then something small, something meaningless pulls you back into my mind. And it hits like a blow every time. I shouldn't be this affected. I shouldn't feel this tethered to someone who isn't even near me. Yet here I am, trapped in this relentless pull, unable to stop wanting what refuses to stay. It's maddening how deeply you have your hold on me without lifting a finger. You don't know the kind of darkness you've stirred awake in me. A hunger that grows sharper in your absence, a craving that refuses to be dulled. I try to bury it under control, under reason, under the cold composure I've spent years perfecting. But you break through it all. You make every defense collapse with nothing but the memory of your eyes, your defiance, your unintentional softness. You've turned my restraint into a battlefield, and every night I lose a different piece of myself to thoughts I should never be having. You stay far, untouched, unaware, while I'm left here carrying the weight of wanting you in ways I can't shut out. You've changed the way my mind works, the way my nights stretch, the way silence feels. I don't know how to unlearn you, how to tear you out, how to return to the man I was before you slipped into my world. And maybe I don't want to. And maybe the truth is simpler than I admit. Even with all this chaos, even with all this torment, I would rather feel the ache of your absence than feel nothing of you at all.